Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Neese, and welcome to Hotspot Weather, where we just highlight a few of the weather hotspots across the country. It is the 17th of November 2025, and we are headed right into the holiday season. Lots of folks have travel, lots of folks have plans. I'll talk a little bit about what's going to be happening as we head toward Thanksgiving, because we are going to be seeing a little bit of a pattern shift while much of the country is seeing above average temperatures over the next few days. And look, I know there are a lot of weather channels here on YouTube now you could be tuning into. I appreciate you spending some time right here with me on Hotspot Weather. All right, the first thing we're going to do is take a look at those weather hotspots. First of all, we are going to be seeing the warm weather really overtake much of the central part of the country as we work through this week, although the weather will be turning more active with a series of storm systems moving west to east across the country. And we could be seeing a stronger storm system across Texas and Oklahoma. That could lead to a chance of at least some strong thunderstorms or severe weather, and also some locally heavy rains that could lead to some localized flooding as well. I'll talk more about that here in just a moment, but let's take a look at the watch warning map across the country. And you can see right now that the watch warning map is pretty quiet overall. We do have some activity as far as winter weather advisories in the higher elevations of the Sierra Nevada, and then even a winter storm warning for the White Mountains there, parts of Nevada. And then much of the central part of the country is quiet, and we have winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings for the Northeast. It is cold across the New England states this morning. It will continue to be for the next couple of days, although we will see moderating temperatures here as we go through the week as well. Storm Prediction Center, taking a look, it's not showing any chances out of a level 1 to 5. It's showing below level 1 chances of severe weather, at least widespread severe weather. You can see it update right there. We are going to see a chance of at least a few rumbles of thunder with some rain from the Tennessee Valley back up into the Midwest, and then also back over parts of the West as well, including Central California. As we head into tomorrow on Tuesday, another chance of a few isolated thunderstorms or rumbles of thunder. Nothing severe expected here across Tennessee and Kentucky. And then again, back over parts of Arizona, you could be seeing some rain with embedded thunder. And on day 3, we are seeing at least a chance here of some more rainfall with thunder. I think actually for Wednesday into Thursday, that would be our best chance of seeing a few more thunderstorms that do turn severe, some gusty winds and hail from Texas up into Oklahoma and Missouri, as a pretty strong storm system winds up across this area and then shoots out toward the east from the west. We are also seeing a very energetic jet stream, and that jet stream is going to be carrying us into the next few days. Now, the good news is, overall, we don't see any big Arctic air intrusions, except for right now, it is very cold across New England, where temperatures across upper New York and back into parts of New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine are not going to get above freezing for the next couple of days. And we do have those scattered areas of winter weather creating some travel problems. You see that big dip in the jet stream there, but under this big ridge, it is warm, above average temperatures here. And then you'll see these little areas of energy that move from west to east, giving us off and on chances for scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms. This is the way it's going to look tomorrow morning as we work into parts of Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. A few areas of rainfall and thunderstorms here. New bowling ball of a system coming into Southern California. That's going to be what's moving up into Texas and Oklahoma, the Southern Plains, into the Midwest as we work into the middle and later part of the week. That's going to be giving us those chances of maybe a few more chances for severe weather. As we work into Wednesday, you can see the jet stream giving us still a very warm pattern, especially across the deep south, where temperatures are going to be in the 80s. I'll be talking more about that here in just a moment. And the main energy is still back out to the west, but it pulls out as we go into Thursday, the leading edge of it, and we start to see more in the way of thunderstorms. That's going to help create a surface low, and that surface low is going to be moving from Texas into Oklahoma and strengthening before it weakens as it moves into the Ohio Valley. All right, so that's the jet stream pattern. What about the surface features? Well, much of the country is actually pretty quiet here and mild. We do have pretty cold air across New England. Again, temperatures not getting above freezing, parts of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and upstate New York. And as we go back out over the west, over California, pretty strong storm system with a lot of Pacific moisture kind of aimed right at central and northern California here. A few rumbles of thunder, but look out for some locally heavy rains here. And then as we work into your Tuesday, this little system, that little ripple in the jet stream, does have a surface reflection with a few showers and thunderstorms across the Mississippi River Valley back into parts of southwest Missouri and northern Arkansas. That will be moving off toward the east, right across the Ohio River Valley, maybe even into northern middle Tennessee as we work through the day on Tuesday. Not expecting widespread severe weather. Again, the Storm Prediction Center only has that area of general thunderstorms here possible, and also the same back over parts of Southern California back into Arizona, but can't rule out an isolated storm that does get a little bit stronger and maybe produce some hail. Now, Wednesday, that system that moves across the Ohio Valley and Tennessee Valley, that weakens and moves to the east. Now we're going to watch this system as it comes out of the Four Corners region and starts to reform back over parts of Texas. And you can see as we work into Thursday afternoon, showers and a few thunderstorms from Texas into Oklahoma, back up into Kansas as well. Not expecting widespread severe weather, but look out for some rumbles of thunder. That pushes off toward the east and then kind of dampens and weakens out, but it does spread rainfall for Friday into Tennessee, Kentucky. Few scattered showers and thunderstorms across Mississippi and Alabama, and also the rest of it moves off the East Coast. We continue to be pretty chilly across the Northeast, just not as cold as we were to begin the week. And then a new system comes off the Pacific and takes aim at the Baja of California and Southern California as well as we work into next weekend. All right, closer inspection of what's happening in the Northeast. Here's where we have some winter weather advisories today and even a winter storm warning for the higher elevations of upstate New York. But just some scattered areas of snowfall on Monday. Just look out for the travel. You can see that cold air pocket. Now, as we work into Tuesday and Wednesday, notice how we start to see some of that cold air retreat a little farther north. It stays cold for Maine, stays cold for New Hampshire and Vermont Tuesday into Wednesday, just not as cold in all of these areas. And we start to warm a little bit across parts of New York and especially Pennsylvania, where we are starting to see more rainfall develop Tuesday night into Wednesday for areas like Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and then back into parts of West Virginia and Kentucky. That shifts quickly off to the east during the day. On Wednesday, it's mainly late Tuesday into early Wednesday, and the milder air continues to overtake New England as we work into Thursday and Friday before we get another little shot of it as we head into next weekend and next week with more rain to the south. This is as we go into the weekend for Kentucky, parts of West Virginia, parts of Virginia, and southern parts of Pennsylvania. Again, these are little weak disturbances in the jet stream moving west to east, so nothing particularly heavy here, but it is unsettled. Now, here's the strongest of the storm systems probably this week will be occurring out over the plains. This is as we work into Wednesday. Showers and thunderstorms start to pop. This is by Wednesday evening and going into the overnight Wednesday night into early Thursday. Showers and thunderstorms around Oklahoma City, moving toward Tulsa, and then also across northern parts of Texas. And then Thursday, showers and thunderstorms will be common across this area. And depending on the strength of the low, the models have been waffling a little bit on the strength of the surface low. If the surface low ends up being a little stronger than this, we could see more of a risk of severe weather. But right now, it looks like mainly areas of rain and some more intense thunderstorms across Oklahoma back into Texas. But right now, most of this will stay below severe levels. There could be some locally heavy rains. Look at the snows breaking out on the north and west side of that system as it shifts to the east. And you can also see across parts of Missouri, Illinois, back into Arkansas and Tennessee, more rain developing here as we work into Thursday and Friday. So again, an unsettled pattern overall. No big intrusions of Arctic air for the next week, except for that pretty cold pocket over New England. And overall, the pattern as far as the temperatures are concerned, the coldest of the air stays locked up to the north over Canada, while the south and especially the southern plains are extremely warm. This is as we go through Wednesday. You can see daytime highs have been in the 60s and 70s across Tennessee, but look at the 70s and 80s across the deep south, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, into Louisiana. We do cool off just a little bit behind that system, the midweek system, Wednesday into Thursday across Texas, where we were in the middle and upper 80s to begin the week. For instance, this is Tuesday, highs in the middle and upper 80s for Dallas, may hit 90 in a couple of spots on Tuesday into Wednesday, but then as that rain breaks out on the backside of all that, we cool off. But notice as I put this into motion, there is a brief shot of some cold air right along the U.S.-Canadian border as we work into the beginning of next weekend. But really, again, no surges of Arctic air. And of course, it was about a week ago we had the polar vortex that crushed parts of the east with extremely cold weather for this time of the year, record lows in some cases. There is no sign of it returning. Now, with that said, as you look forward, once we get around or past Thanksgiving, there are some signs. The models are being very inconsistent with it, but there are some signs in the pattern we could start to see a flip back to colder air as we begin in November, begin December. And so taking a look at the Climate Prediction Center's forecast for the temperatures, the 8 to 14 day outlook between the 24th and the 30th November, overall the average continues to be above as far as temperatures are concerned across the eastern part of the country, below across the west. Now, will that flip as we come out of November into December? Some of the models are trying to hint at that, but they're being inconsistent. Sometimes we're pulling a lot of cold air down right around Thanksgiving. Today they backed off just a little bit on that. So we'll keep you updated with another update this week on Hotspot Weather. But thanks for visiting me here on Hotspot Weather. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.